Okay.
Hit
Then,
button.
Yeah, hit the button.
It's
you
hit.
hit the button.
Yeah, you're going to clap.
Just peak that audio for the audience.
That was excellent. They probably
Welcome
like
back
that.
to our science-based podcast.
Hello.
It is Cody and Sam,
Hello.
part of Bustlers University,
Hello.
made by Mandrew Mate himself,
Mandrew Mate.
the most masculine man I know.
That's right, Mandrew.
I am an established neuroscientist of chicanery, and
I'm a chiropractor.
Perfect. He loves to work those backs.
That's right. Show me your backside.
Yeah, you've been...
I'll fix you.
You've you've had your practice open for a while now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been practicing.
You guys have all those ring lights in there, and then you post it to OnlyFans, right? The cross post.
The ring.
It's a supplement income, right?
Well, so it's you gotta, you know what? Let's just say we get those backsides, and that's my catchphrase, slogan. That's everything to do with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so, whenever you come in, you sign a form, and with that form, you may not recognize it at first, but it is it is that way I can sell your likeness and use you in AI for the future.
That's perfect. It's like an NDA, and rather than use the crude term back shots, you instead
we take those.
Focus on the backside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's what the thing is that not a lot of people are realizing this. That I'm scamming them in my chiropractic thing.
Well, that's what you got to do nowadays. There's nothing else you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I got to make money.
Yeah, you got to touch backs and take back what's yours.
Crack them.
Crack them.
Yeah.
Crack knuckles, crack backs.
Yeah, usually what I'll do is I have this technique. I've patented it so I can make more money off of it. But what you do is you kind of crack their back in a way where it feels good for the moment. Mm-hmm. But whenever they leave and the next day whenever they wake up, they're usually really sore.
I see. So it's like temporary relief. Mm-hmm. And then you just get them addicted to the feeling of being cracked.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh yeah, you got a dislocated lower tundra bone.
You know what my favorite is, though? Is like when the patients come in and they ask for something and you give them a really difficult to do at-home routine that requires lots of equipment they don't have. Yeah. So that they inevitably have to come back to you and use your facilities.
That is correct. Yeah, and I'm like, well, I have the chicanery machine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so you had everything you needed.
Come on over.
Here, I have the $30,000 MRI stretcher that we use, where we put you under the magnets. You got to take all your piercings out, and then we strap your arms to the side, and then it jiggles you in high vibrations.
And you feel great afterwards.
Yeah, just for a little bit, though.
But that's the radiation.
Yeah.
So that's what they don't really realize.
It's like chemo, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm telling them, but it's chemo, but it's reverse. Mm-hmm. So it gives you cancer.
Oh, even better. In reverse.
Yeah, and so on the backside, while I'm doing the chiropractic, I'm like, man, it's feeling a little lumpy. Let's get you a nice scan. And so I scan them with my magnets, and I already know they have cancer because they've had.
Because you've given it to them.
Yeah, I've given it to them, and I'm like, oh, well, I can write you a prescription to get the chemo, and that's next door. That's my other side hustle.
Wow,
I'm just out here hustling.
Now we'd like to take a break during this beautiful broadcast to bring you a message from our sponsors, Chia Pets. You love chia seeds, I love chia seeds, and they cost more these days, but now you can grow your own chia seeds at home with planters shaped like us.
Wow.
Use promo code Roving Slant to get 20% off your order of Chia Pets.
That's Roving Slant 20 for 20% off your next order.
Are you having trouble getting up? I know I am.
Come on down to my chiropractic care. I'll get you up. I'll crack your backs.
Yeah, you heard the... You heard that the famous lady that was famous for the her whole life, she had her 10 minutes of fame was the help, I've fallen and can't get up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she died recently.
She did?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
But with promo code RovingSlant20, you too can get the Viagra you need to get up.
That is roving slant 20.
Roving slant
20%
20.
off.
Never have trouble getting up again. She couldn't get up. That was her problem. Understand what it is, you know? These old women, they just can't get up. They can't work a living wage anymore.
Now, you know, I know that she wasn't as... that one's a good one, but she's not my favorite.
Yeah.
My favorite is the one that was buttermilk eggs, and it's like the little voice recorder thing. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, my grandma had one of those, and she would record things. She would use it, and like we would override it with butter. And so you would never have to remember your grocery list if you use Instacart using our promo code RovingSlant20.
Do we have any more advertisements for the day, Sam?
Let me no, I don't see any. I think that's it. Do
you think that's it? Until you don't. Scrabble, our new sponsor. No.
Scrabble.
For adults. 18 plus edition.
Penis is a legal word now, guys.
Finally. And it's only 1 point symbolically. And vagina's 0 points.
What?
Because women.
No. But the
Scrabble.
Oh, the
Roving Slant 20.
Oh my God. I don't know how we get money off of that one, but Roving Slant 20 on that one too.
None of these opinions reflect the people that work at or make Scrabble, Hasbro Interactive. We are not associated with them in any way. This is all parody.
Anyway.
So you just hate Mondays? No.
Back to our show. So yeah, my chiropractic care company that I have that you guys should all visit.
Yeah.
You should come on by.
Honestly, I should.
Actually, you were by the other day, and I gave you an adjustment. How do you feel after that?
I feel really good, but I feel like I need to go back consecutively for 3 months and use a lot of insurance claims.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I could tell. I could tell your spine was a little bit. It was a little.
I'm a little.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a contortionist.
He was like, whenever he walked in, he was like that,
Yeah.
and I did that good of a job.
He used his hands and just coaxed me upward.
That's right. I got him up. And I cracked that back.
You got me up.
You have the crack back guarantee.
Never fall down again. You'll get up.
If I don't crack your back, I will give you crack back as payment as a refund.
That's a good business model.
It is.
You know, I recently saw on our Discord, Bustlers University.
Yeah.
Made by Mandrew Mate, an Australian guy who's very popular right now.
Yeah.
And I saw that you were, working on this strategy, and honestly, I think it's something for the long run.
Yeah. I've been following the top P's advice. So
yeah,
I've studied his blade, and now I am, after taking his classes, of course, I'm now blossoming.
Yeah.
To where I can become my own top P, but not as good as the top P.
You do look like a really pretty flower as of late.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been working on my complexion.
It's very colorful.
Yeah. My black shirt and black hat.
Yeah.
With my...
It's the shades of pink on your cheeks. I can see it. You're all rosy.
That's from the alcohol.
From getting those insurance claims.
No, okay.
You just fucking stamp another one and send it out.
And it just let the money come on in.
That's how it works. Let it come in.
Yeah.
Our sponsor, Let It Come In. Give yourselves a baby stat. All you got to do is bend over and receive like a quarterback, baby.
Do you know how to install APKs? It's just like... Do you know how to install APKs onto your phone and allow the app to run? Then you can download the app to get pregnant today.
Comes paired with a new Love Sense toy that connects straight to your phone. Connect anywhere with strangers using your dragon-based semen lube.
We communicate through the lube.
Using nanoparticles that we put inside very sticky juice, you too can use your whirling Hitachi wand to give you whatever you need.
Alakazam, am I right? Just
Yeah. Now pairing with Ask Jeeves for all your prenatal questions. Use promo code Roving Slant to get twins today.
to get 20 free minutes with Ask Jeeves. He will take over the Hitachi Magic Wand. Jeeves himself.
Ask all the questions you need and he'll roleplay for you, whatever you want. It's like playing 20 questions, but with responsibility.
You
And a butler. We outsource the cum from India. That's how we do it.
It's really cheap there, yeah.
Yeah. It's a dime a dozen.
Well, you know the reason why we're doing all this is because in order to pay for the Big P's classes, so we can learn about how we can improve ourselves, it's really expensive, and we respect that.
Well, honestly, I was looking into it recently, and I saw it was like $1 million for like a liter of horse cum.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'm not a horse, and I kind of feel like I'm being targeted.
Yeah.
For not being a horse.
Yeah.
And so then I looked, and I saw that there's a disparity of men to women in certain countries, and I figured, man, I bet cum comes cheap over there in that cum tree.
That's. So yeah, we went down to India.
Yeah, so
we found the slummiest slum.
All we had to do was bring our super suckers, and boom, the guys line up. They think it's like a real chick.
That's
just hook it up to ChatGPT.
They had no idea that it wasn't a real woman. That's the best part.
Yeah, we use those silicone butts. It talks to them and everything.
You know what they said? Whenever we landed, we're like, where can we get, some semen? And the Indian man, he said, you must go to the slummiest slum to get the cummiest cum. And so there we went, on our way.
Honestly, it was a lot easier than you'd think. Honestly, I have to thank Mandrew Mate. He's been a real inspiration for us lately.
Yeah, the top P himself is pretty cool.
Yeah, they just really wanted to believe in the illusion or fantasy that there was, in fact, a woman who, legless, but jiggling booty on the other side of that wall. Yeah. And that's all it took.
It's kind of weird because you set it up like a trap, right? So you put it out in like the woods, and it kind of just jiggles, and people like walk by and they're, is that?
Yeah.
And they run up, and that's how you kind of get them.
Mm-hmm. And it kind of like pulsates too.
Yeah,
it like wobbles. It's like a mating call.
I mean, at first, like we had like a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Underneath the.
It wasn't enough.
Yeah, like one of those Home Depot ones, and like I was going back like every other day.
Yeah, and you think it's like a tablespoon per person, but man, those guys are pent up.
Something's going on.
They get a lot of zinc in their diet, I think.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Honestly, the most difficult part was getting it back to the U.S.
Yeah. Well, you can just put it onto like a cruise ship. Like this is like not a lot of people know this, but any cruise ship that stops in India, you can just ask the guy there and just kind of slide him a 50, and he's like, yeah, I'll keep it in my room.
Well, the best part is that we ended up figuring out that people just discard oyster shells, and we were like, dude, we could just fill all these up, and then just put them on ice, and then put them in crates and ship them back.
Yeah, because the oyster shells, it goes through customs. They're like, oh, they're just oysters.
Yeah, they just lick it up and they're like, oh, it smells like oyster. It's fucking gross. And it didn't work perfectly.
I'm not gonna look any more into this box of gooey oysters. I'm just gonna let it slide.
Yeah.
I don't get paid enough for this.
Honestly, the worst part of it is when we finally got our crowbars to crack open the box, some of it was like seeping through the corners of it. But you know what? All we had to do was just take like some of those painter's knives and fucking scoop it up and slap it on back into the Home Depot bucket. And then we just put it into one of those walk-in freezers and boom.
Now you're good. Now you have a company going on, I've been using some of it for my back cracking too. It's good lubricant.
Yeah. Honestly, we have the most successful company I've ever seen.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if you use our code RovingSlant20,
you can get knocked up today.
That's right.
All it takes. best part is like gambling too. So we hit multiple markets.
That's true. Yeah.
People are like,
oh my God.
who does he look like? And they roll the slider, and we got pictures of every because we set up one of those deer cams in the woods, and no matter what
The
time of day,
approximate time.
it'd flash.
Yep.
And be, and then you. And so we just scroll through those like a roulette, like a CS:GO roulette wheel.
Open up a case.
Yeah, and then just boom, and that's the guy.
And then there's like one alpha Chad, and that's what we advertise it.
Yeah.
Like you could get the alpha Chad, but he's not even actually in the choosing.
No, he's ChatGPT
It's just a picture.
made. Yeah. He's not even real. We just went on that website, thesepeoplearen'treal.com, and just generated a random person.
One random guy.
And he was hot enough to be our spokesperson.
Literally, the thing was the hottest guy. That's what we typed in to get the picture. And so we kind of figured that would work. And so far, it's been really good. I mean, the idea, and you came up with this, to charge $80 to re-roll the wheel was absolutely genius.
Honestly, yeah. And $80 is pretty easy to come by nowadays
It
because
is.
money's worth nothing. So people can just spend it at will.
I
And
mean-
then with all the stimulus checks from the government,
Yep.
people got extra money to blow.
That's right.
And we also accept food stamps as well.
That's-
so
yep.
we're working multiple markets here. Most people don't accept poor people into it, but we don't care who gets cummed in as long as there's coming happening.
Whatever.
We just
you
want
know?
things to come.
That's right. Well, we should tell the people what we're really saving up for.
Yeah, why don't you tell them?
We've
Do
been
the honor for us.
I will.
Yeah.
Thank you. We're saving up to go see the top P. He's doing a showing. He's gonna and it, like we were really excited, and we looked at the price and we're like, $250 million. You know what? We can do it. We can do it.
I think we can.
And I think with this quarter sales, I think we're in.
Honestly, all it really took was manifesting. I know people talk about this all the time,
Yeah.
but every morning I wake up and I write my affirmations on my hand,
Yep.
and then I wash them away because they're inside of me now.
Yes.
Just like we're going to be inside of you soon.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know what else? I was just thinking about this. Why don't we start cutting the cum with microplastics?
Honestly, I think that would be good because then they're going to have to get multiple nuts in order to get their child.
Yeah, we're like,
Yeah.
and we tell them it's their fault.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the thing, right? Like, this is 100% guaranteed gonna work, and if it doesn't, like, what are
Honestly,
you doing?
I feel like there's enough microplastic where we got the cum in the first place.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we might not have to worry about it.
I mean, maybe not.
It might be a
some
long
tests.
term, but yeah, we should check it out.
I mean, if there's
Have
enough.
you tasted it lately? It seems like kind of like
You know, while we were in India, I tasted it for quality, but since I got here, I kind of assumed. But you know, you're right, I haven't.
see, it kind of like yellowed a bit, but I've just been putting white food coloring in there.
Just some.
Yeah,
I
and
thought
mixing it up.
I thought you'd use like bleach.
No, bleach will kill it all.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So we got to use white food coloring, or sometimes I melt a Crayola crayon and just put it in there.
Just put it right
Yeah.
on top. Yeah, that makes
Anything
sense.
to make it look more virile.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is why, like, you're the chemist and I'm the chiropractor.
Yeah.
So.
And you know, all I had to do, really, honestly, I think it's stupid these days that people don't take more initiative. All I had to do is go on Amazon, get like a $30 like beginner elementary school chemist set, and boom, I'm like the cum lord now.
You're the good.
It's not that hard. All you got to do is like flip a couple of pages in a biology book and fucking figure it out. And
like,
boom, you can be a king like me.
They're not even like people like it's so easy to hustle for us.
Honestly.
And I don't get why people aren't on our level.
Yeah, and you know what? Since it's so easy, we're not going to tell you a special exclusive offer because we're going to be teaching you how to do exactly what we did. That's right. We're joining the course game, baby.
That's right.
Even plebeians, peasants like you, can learn to manifest your destiny. All you have to do is buy our courses through CourseHustler.com.
Yeah.
And then you just go through the process and do everything we did.
Yep.
And you'll be just as rich as famous.
And you know what? For the people who are listening right now, for the first 5 people to sign up, 5% discount.
Ah, man, you cannot do better than that in this day and age.
That's right.
Yeah. And for the 5 people after that, 4% discount.
But nothing after that. That's
Nothing, no. That's already 10 people, and
Actually,
I mean, the course costs $3,000.
We can't offer the 4%. I don't think. I think maybe only like 2 or 3 people after. maybe.
What if we like symbolically do like 1%?
Oh, it's a symbolic one.
Yeah,
Okay,
because it's like a penis.
Yeah, I think we could. Yeah, that makes
or
sense.
0% because it's like an egg.
And we're
zero. It's like nothing.
fertile. So 0.1.
Even better.
There,
I love pitch it.
there we go.
Give it to him.
So actually, Cody,
I slipped up. I was wrong.
it's all good. You know, us hustlers, we're hustling all day, and you get tired. You know, so
It's a hard business.
for the next 5 people, not the first 5, but the next 5, we're gonna be doing 0.1%
Oh shit.
off for you. That's right. Symbolic 0 and 1. You'll get it once you take our class.
Man, I cannot wait to get on a Zoom call with all you future entrepreneurs.
Yep. It's going to be great. You guys are going to love this class. Let me tell you, we're going to be doing yoga in the morning.
I cannot wait.
We're going to be doing the yoga.
That's all I do all day. It's just yoga.
Yep. And then we're going to be showing you guys how to hustle. Look at that.
It's all yoga every day.
I'm he's been the expert on this, but like check this out.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
You've been working hard, Sam.
Oh yeah.
Or hardly working.
It's so easy.
I love being an entrepreneur.
Welcome back to Roving Slant episode 43.
40 question mark.
40 question mark. Excellent.
I think it is 43. I'll upload them soon.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I was kind of curious if we could keep that going for 2 hours and another 10 minutes.
I think we finally, like the Indian man well was drying up. I was wondering if
It's getting crusty. Crusty in those Home Depot buckets. Yellowing.
And then you put them in a crate.
Yeah. The only way to keep it lasting, longer is to throw a bunch of My Little Pony toys in there.
There you go. Well, then you got to make it more of a jar shape.
That's true.
So
that's where we take the blowtorch and we just heat the outside of it, and then we do a resin cast and then make a YouTube channel about it.
It sounds good.
Perfect.
So
I am so ready. As a young entrepreneur who can manifest my destiny, spiritually, I feel synchronicity is happening.
Yeah?
Day by day, I get closer.
Tell me about it.
Well, it started like this. I woke up, and then I thought, oh my God, I'm a boss bitch.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there with my glitter-infused olive oil soap.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, rubbing it on my hands.
Yes. Oh my God, queen.
And then I'm doing a TikTok.
Oh my God.
And all I had to do... I'm kind of impressed with how wide your mouth is.
I got a gaper.
Sam can gape for us. I'm going to have to censor that, dude. It's like a black hole of nothing. All the fans are going to encourage you to open up that ASMR OnlyFans with that gaper, dude.
I already have it open. It's ready for him.
Oh, I can't wait.
We just got to get the fans.
Yeah. All we got to do is get some fans.
That's right.
Some OnlyFans.
Only my fans are allowed to see this one, other than the leak websites that link to it.
That you secretly cross-post to get more fans.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, more fans. And it says on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, on hothub.com.
Yeah, hothub.com. Of course.
Yeah.
My favorite.
Hothub.lol.
Hothub.zone.
Yeah.
There we go.
Hothub.com zone.
.com.zone.
Man, do you think that is a web URL?
I know .zone is.
Zone is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zap Zone, duh. No.
Zap.zone.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. I remember that one time we talked about the Zap Zone.
I already thought of it as soon as I said that. I just pictured that fucking burly dude camping out in the Zap Zone.
So anyways, dude, what have you been up to?
So I got 60 days till April Fool's, which is my date
Yep.
or 61 days till I release my update. And I've been making a lot of progress. I'm excited.
That's good. Excellent.
Mentally and physically. So I think a lot of it was just like a mental block.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I feel like I'm moving through it. I just have to be more assertive. So
Damn.
that's basically it.
That's, yeah.
Because it just seems to me that, like, and I think we've talked about this a little bit on the podcast, in some points you're like, man, I really want to do stuff kind of for other people. And you've talked about being a very supportive person and things like that. And I think sometimes that can stifle the creativity and motivation you have to do something.
Sure.
I was watching this podcast with Andrew Huberman and Mark Rubin. I believe that's what his name is. And one of the things I really liked that he said in there was he was talking about creativity being a diary journal entry for you. That you should just do what you want to do as like a diary journal, and nobody can really judge a diary journal because that's something for you. It's something written for you, made by you, and it's your perspective. Like, even if somebody says it's wrong or they judge you for it, that's your perspective. And, you live this life, this is how you perceive things, sort of thing. And I think getting closer to expressing that, as well as other things, is helping to move forward. So it's been pretty great.
Yeah. Something that I just, I recently heard was it was, Ludwig on YouTube. He had like a video on how to become a streamer. I don't really want to stream or anything, but like something that like stuck with me is like anything that you do, you should like be proud of it, and like if you don't want to like show something off to someone, or you're like, oh man, I don't know if they're gonna like this, whatever. Either you're not like close enough with that person, or they're not really like a friend or or whatever, right? Or it's something that you shouldn't be making. Which, like, I agree with, like, in the sense that, like, anything that I create or whatever, I should be proud of. I don't know where I'm exactly going with this, but I really like that sentiment, and I kind of look at that as like something while I'm working or whatever. Like, I am proud to show other people, like, whenever I do like a pretty good program or So I've been like trying to do more of that, I guess, in a weird way, from a random YouTuber guy.
Yeah, so you're telling me that now you're going to go off and make your own competitive bidet toilet that you're going to forcefully install into other people's homes.
Yeah, I actually have a bidet.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh, perfect.
But it wasn't his, but
can't support.
I would have, but I didn't buy it.
Your parasocial relationship with Ludwig?
No, I can't.
His face comes up under the toilet every time to squirt it. Yeah, he blows it out.
Wow. Dude, it does blow you out. If you put on max, it will blow you out.
Yeah, exactly.
You ever use a bidet?
Poseidon's resizer. The trident fork.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like a thing. I think every podcast has a talk about bidets.
I just was at a party recently. I was at a chili cook-off, which I didn't win because everybody's fucking retarded, obviously. Okay. God damn it. But, so I'm at this fucking party.
Yeah.
Insufferable.
Uh-huh.
I cannot believe I didn't win.
I just came to win.
Literally came to win.
Yeah.
All my ingredients were paid for because they just needed another chili. And so I was like, I'm going to put the best stuff in there. I got fucking bacon. I got high quality brisket. I put venison in there, dude. It was like the best chili ever.
Okay.
Right? It was so fucking good. And it actually tastes like chili.
Uh-huh.
Some fucking people came up and they brought like Alfredo sauce like type. It wasn't even chili. Some people made like a vegetarian. I'm like,
what are you doing?
What the fuck are you coming up here with your vegetarian? That's not chili. There's no tomato in there, dude. It's not. There's nothing there.
I mean, that is kind of a.
It's like a key integral ingredient of chili. Like, they should have just put all those in the fucking corner next to the porta potty. Okay. They rented. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So the ones that won, I imagine, were just like canned chili that they added brown sugar to and fucking threw in a crock pot. Literally driving me nuts. I tried all these. Some of them were like really bad. Some of them were, I'm fucking salty about it.
I can tell.
Very salty.
You're like, I made the best damn chili.
Literally, dude, it was so good. I'm gonna make it again, and then you're gonna try it. You're gonna be like, I cannot believe this didn't win.
I'm ready.
I honestly think the only thing that people couldn't tolerate was the fact that I put olives in it, and they just don't like olives because they're pussies.
Oh, I don't like olives either.
Yeah,
though.
I bet you'd fucking like the chili though. Because
I
everyone
probably
ate it
would.
and they're like, I barely even noticed there was olives in there. I'm like, yeah, that's right. Fuck. So anyways, I'm at this fucking party and I'm standing by the fire and I'm just like contemplating life. I'm looking at a tree and I'm thinking like, man, someday I'm gonna die and this tree's still gonna be here. I'm thinking about, those kind of questions at a party.
Yeah.
Standing by the warm fire in the cold.
Alone.
It's muddy everywhere. Yeah, alone. Because I was like, I had to get away from the loud music in the barn.
Okay.
I was just like, man, it's overwhelming. I'm standing there and I was like, man, I wonder what these adults over here are talking. I'm like, they're 20, 30 years above me. Like, they got to have stuff going on in their conversation, their life, things that they're afraid of, getting older, not being able to do as much, decaying, like those sort of things, right? They're sitting there talking about blasting their ass out with bidets for the first time.
Really?
I'm like, dog, you're like 55 and you haven't had water up your ass, dude? Come on.
You haven't had one water.
Holy shit. I'm sitting over here like looking at this tree. I'm like, man, I get to suck my own dick.
I need to do that.
What are these people?
You're over there with like your French music and you're like sipping like a
I have one of those. I have a cigarette, but it has that extended, like, and unnecessarily long to take me as far away from the cigarette as possible. So I have to just suck a really long time.
Damn adults.
Yeah, and then the adults are like, dude, I'm gonna retire in like 30 years when I'm 80, and I just got my ass blasted by a bidet.
That's right.
You won't believe it, Sharon. The bidet was amazing. My husband never goes down there anymore, and so it felt like I had a husband for a moment.
Just one quick. After I took a fat dump. Husband. That's how it felt.
Was there to clean me up like a good boy. Doesn't do it anymore though. Not the candy shop for him. No, we just do starfish position where he's looking up at the ceiling every fucking time. I do all the work. Can't even clean the dishes anymore, but I gotta provide.
Jesus.
Like a dead fucking fish. A fucking beach starfish. God fucking forbid that my husband ass blasts me. His tongue puppeting me. Make me fucking groan like a grown woman.
I want to feel like I'm shitting, but but I'm not. It's a tongue going backwards inside of me. Please.
I want to feel like I'm having an enema I didn't sign up for. When I least expect it.
Oh my God, girl, you gotta come over and try my bidet. Get your ass blasted.
Kind of feels like a Jack in the Box because you never know when it's going to go off.
Wait, what kind of bidet is this?
I don't need my husband anymore. My bidet provides. I'm thinking about getting a divorce and just getting like some of those Japanese toilets.
With the divorce money?
Yeah.
Instead of like, paying for the kids lunches, you're just gonna buy a Japanese toilet.
Then they go through the divorce and they have to split it half, so he takes a fucking sawzall to the bidet. Halves the toilet in half. She's like, my fucking beautiful. Only squirts with half the pressure.
Yeah, that's how.
Oh fuck!
It just goes all over the
Toilet's
ground.
leaking everywhere.
The husband just hangs it up in his garage. He's like,
Yeah.
it's my trophy.
He's got a fucking dartboard next to it. Like, you stole my wife. She's got a fucking ring on the handle. She's still flushing to this day. All she eats is bad chili, so she's constantly got diarrhea.
Yeah, she's the one eating the Alfredo chili every day. She's like, vegetarian chili.
Yeah, she's like, I'm trying to get thinner for my husband. She goes and like sits on the toilet and falls off. It's like, I'm so fat. 'Cause there's only half a fucking rim there. My porcelain doll.
Oh, God. But yeah, so anyways, dude.
Yeah, what else is going on in your life?
I'm living. Went on the wine tour. I don't know if you remember from last year. I just talked about getting drunk on a bus, driving around.
You did. Your friend's getting pregnant. I remember that.
Yep. Well, the same thing as last year.
Wow.
No, nobody got pregnant.
You weren't hustling your bustle, dude?
No,
Come on.
no bustle hustle.
Fucking baby gravy off the menu. Got it.
Did that.
Fucking shooting dries over here.
That's right. We just got blanks now.
Yeah.
I'm like one of those cap guns you get at the dollar store.
You're exactly like one of those cap guns.
Nothing.
Yeah, sometimes they don't fire off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes you get a dud like 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes you can also just finger it enough and eventually it'll fire off.
Yeah. It just takes time and manhandling.
That's true. Sometimes, shuffle it in there. Or you take
all
a nail.
over my face.
You take a nail and you hit it. Anyway. Did the wine tour.
Yeah, how was that, man?
It was good.
Did you have like a wine you really liked that you bought a couple of, or what?
Yeah. You know what's funny is that the expensive wineries, every time, they're always like, we won these awards. We got thousands of awards down in Florida for our wine. It was the best wine. I taste it. It's okay. It's fine. It's passable wine. And then everybody's like, this is very good. But, like, I don't really care. Then we go to the cheap winery, and I literally, like, try, like, some of the like, wines that just seem interesting to me because the bottle prices, like, at this place are, like, cheaper. And so I try all these wines. I'm like, I would buy all of these. And they're within reasonable, like, $9 a bottle, which isn't, for a bottle of wine, that's not bad at all. Yeah. So, like, $9 to $12 is, like, a good range. So got a bunch of wine, did some stuff, drove home. That was about it, man. Hung out at home, did home stuff, worked. Yeah, that's about it. Pal World. We talked about Pal World. We don't need to talk about it. Yeah, we don't need to do that.
It's popular. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
We can't be like them.
When this comes out, it won't be popular anymore.
No, it'll be fucking dead.
It'll be like lethal.
Everybody will have gone through the limited amount of content there is.
That's true.
Of which there is at least 60 hours of.
Yeah. Unless you just put everything like max. You like put the catch rate.
Yeah.
But that's kind of lame.
Unless you like go in, you get the dire hound, and then you like glitch into the boss room, and then you get into a column, and then you take them out, and then you get 10 levels from that, and then you.
Yeah, so you just what did we do in between? We played a little bit of that one game, right? We did the one real-time strategy game. Age of Empires 2.
Oh yeah, we did play a little bit of that. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, that was a good time. I thought we were gonna like 1v1 at some point.
I would like to, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it slipped out of my memory. I also put like 15 hours into this game I got called Tactical Nexus, and I completely forgot about it. It's been like a month. And I'm like, oh, the game's great. I love it. It's like a Magic Tower type game, like a puzzle thing. It's like a one single player thing. Super fun. And I had a lot of fun playing it, but I just completely forgot about it.
I got you.
Power World happened, and like at 3 a.m. in the morning, I bought the game and started playing.
Oh, so you just didn't sleep?
I mean, I slept after several hours of playing.
Yeah.
But I did get up and grind it, and then for like that whole week, I was just playing Power World basically.
Yeah. I kind of did that, but I was also working every day, and then I'm also playing with my wife, and so like I'm enjoying playing it with her. Because, like, I don't know, we need things that we can do together, so, like...
And you can't say otherwise on the podcast she's going to listen to.
No. No, but, yeah, no, we always have this thing, because I do this thing where, because I'm a gamer, I'm a hardcore gamer, I'll just start doing things. I'll just, like, just take over, like, I'm just going to do this, make this efficient, or whatever, and it annoys her. Because, like, we'll be playing Factorio, and I'll, like, be like... She'll make like a little, iron refinery thing. And like, I already have this mapped out in my head for the next 7 upgrades we're going to go through. So I'm just going to preemptively build like the, I'm like building this like advanced thing that kind of just gets rid of hers. And she's like, well, I kind of want to play the game too. And it's like, yes, I need to remind myself of that every so often. So like Pal World, because it's new to both of us. like, I don't know, it feels more fair. There's like things that you can always do, you know. So I don't know.
I do. Honestly, I like that it seems pretty open ended. It just doesn't. I mean, you just have to set your own goals. Is basically
Yeah.
what it is. Now, when you guys play Factorial, what is like an example of something that you would do that's like that obsoletes what she's doing? Is it just like you focus on some type of high end research or something, or
No, I just immediately like she'll like build an iron refinery, and then I'll just be like, I just built one that's like 4 times the size.
I see.
And so like she like made her own little like plan strategy, and then I just go like, eh,
Mm.
and just dump like a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, I got you.
and I get, you know, I get it. You know,
Yeah, that's something I guess we can transition this conversation into. I knew that Power World was going to be co-op, but I decided to play it single player
Mhm.
because I really didn't want to have to deal with anybody else while I was playing it.
Yeah.
And I knew that like the online stuff would be buggy, but I think my primary motivation for that was after playing through Terraria, Cataclysma, or whatever we fucking played. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
We flitted through that super fast, and by the end of it, I was like, man, I kind of hate Terraria.
Yeah.
Like, I do not like this game as much as I thought I
Yeah.
did.
Well,
Like, the fucking linearity of these bosses is so dumb.
After you've beaten it once or twice, I don't get why people ever go back.
Yeah, you know, the weirdest thing to me is that there's just a lot of arbitrary gates that really
Yes.
make me dislike playing the game.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in exploring other than like the base areas because there's stuff you can't even open. Like when you go to the abyss, you can't open those chests until you beat the wall of flesh. Even if you keep going down there and like dying.
Mhm.
So
It doesn't matter.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's stupid.
Yeah.
I did not like that. I did appreciate in Pal World that death of dropping the items, and I know you can turn that on for Terraria as well. But the death of dropping the items was like still a deterrent. It still felt like a punishment, and I like that aspect of it. I don't like it in Terraria because it just feels like all my items are gonna like disappear or despawn or something
Yep.
before I can get down there. So
And it's like I only had enough materials to build one meteorite pickaxe, and if I don't go get that, I have to go find more. It's just a grind,
Yeah.
like to get everything. So
yeah, yeah, I did not like even with all the mods. Honestly, the mods made it more annoying.
yep, they just adds more materials.
Yeah, more materials and more. It was so difficult to figure out like what to build next and
Yep.
like what the mod changed. Like it made it completely. Like I appreciate that they added a bunch of bosses with the mods and stuff, but it's just like, holy shit!
Yeah.
It's just like what of the 50 swords I have accessibility to, and like you got to use this ME system that like the dumbest person ever made the UI system. Like it doesn't work. It doesn't remember what you fucking were looking at. You have to keep going back to these menus. It just doesn't
You have to scroll
make sense in your head. It's
through
like,
all the millions of crafting recipes.
yeah.
Because, yeah, no, I know.
It's
Yeah.
like what, and I don't understand why base Terraria doesn't scale up its own UI to work better to begin with. Like they already have a shit ton of items. Why is it like this dumb menu?
Yeah.
Like just give us an actual, like even Stardew has a better fucking menu system than this, and that's not even that good.
I mean, like even like Minecraft, they just were like, we'll just add a thing where you type in what you want.
Yeah.
I need this.
That's
Yeah.
convenient. Yeah, whatever. And you can click on it and see all the crafting recipes. It was like really difficult because each of the crafting recipes for the different things were different items. It wasn't the same item. You can flip through the crafting recipes. So,
yeah,
like, what the fuck?
And if you don't have enough of X item, you can't even see what the recipe is
Yeah.
for a thing. So you don't even know it's there without going on the wiki.
Yeah.
It is the
And
lamest.
there's like different versions of the mod packs. So like you don't know which wiki is like up to date and which is not. So like you're looking at a wiki for like Dark Abyss, Cataclysm, whatever, and it's not that. And then you look at base Terraria, and then the mods change shit in base Terraria to make the scaling better or something. It's like arbitrary. It's like, where do I go to find all the information I need? It's like, it should just be in the game, but it's not there. So,
yeah,
that was fucking stupid. And then the bosses are horribly designed. Every fucking, and we beat them.
Yeah.
Drew beat most of them, but
yeah. Your
like,
cousin just
the like
max it.
yeah, dude, he min-maxed the shit out, which I'm glad because at a certain point I didn't really want to play the game anymore. But some of the bullets, like you can't even see them, or they're like infinitesimally like small and different. Like there were bullets in this one boss that was just transparent. I'm like, what the fuck is the point? You can't tell your particles from theirs. They're not on the highest, most layer. It's like just badly designed.
Yeah.
It's like terrible. So yeah, I played that recently. Fucking spent a week going through that garbage.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah, the last time I went back to Terraria, like, modded, I was just, I don't know. Like, I would play it, and I'm like, I want to do this yo-yo build thing. But, like, at some point, it was like, all right, to get to the next yo-yo, you got to beat this boss, go into this area, and then you'll unlock the next yo-yo. It's like,
yeah,
this is, there's like 3 upgrades that happen of like the pickaxe and everything else in between the time that I get a new yo-yo. Like, why am I trying to do something like this?
Yeah.
I'll just look up on the wiki what's the best.
Yeah.
It's like,
it barely. Yeah, honestly, it's really strange.
Yeah.
I don't know what the. I did like the beginning aspects of Terraria. I actually really like Starbound more when it first came out, but then they added that story in there and they fucking killed it. The whole game sucked.
Okay.
It was terrible.
I played that for a little bit.
That game was like it was a prettier looking game, but it just didn't have its own identity, so it ended up failing.
No. But yeah, dude. I'm trying to think of anything else that I played that was interesting, but for the most part, I've been playing that, and then on my phone, I've been playing a Pokemon ROM hack that's a roguelike. Fantastic.
That sounds cool.
Pokemon Emerald roguelike is what it's called, I think. So, but you go through like kind of generated levels, and like you have like different choices whether you want to go to a shop. There's like a random guy that he'll just like give you random buffs or debuffs whenever you go to him. There's like like you can get there's like shops and all that junk. You kind of make like these choices on these branches, and in between those there's like levels that you go to where you got to go catch Pokemon, and at the end of like a level you would go to a gym boss, fight them, and then you get a badge, and you got to do that 8 times, then do the Elite Four, then fight the champion. So I've only beat it once, so it's been a good time though.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Does it have any replayability?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I beat it once, and I'm like, oh, now I want to, because it unlocks 2 different modes. You have like super random mode where like in the base one you have like, oh, you're gonna fight gym leaders for the first 8 badges, and then you're gonna fight Elite Four members for the Elite Four, and then you're gonna fight a champion for the champion. Where you can do it where you just fight random people the whole time. So like you can fight the champion as like your second boss.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, but their levels scale down to there's like level maxes per level. It's a pretty cool mod.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I'm hankering to play a multiplayer tower defense game. I need something slower now.
Yeah, you need to slow your brain down.
Yeah, I just like the idea of like methodically placing towers. And,
it's fun.
Yeah, but there isn't really a very good multiplayer.
Bloons.
Is that multiplayer? Is it really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can play Bloons Tower Defense with 4 people.
No shit.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into that then.
But yeah, other than that, there's nothing else. There's like Orcs Must Die, but I don't really like the 3D much.
I saw a new one coming out on Steam, Tower Defenses 3D, that looked okay, but when those come out, it's sort of like, okay, well, they're in early access, so it'll probably be another 3 years before whatever.
What was that random one that we played?
It was Order of the Gatekeeper.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know, but it didn't really have, like, I don't know.
It lacked, like, a personality, I think.
Yeah, because, like, we played it, and then I, like, played it alone once or twice, and I'm like, eh.
They did, or the guy that was making it did update it to add in mazing, where you can, like...
Oh, put blocks.
Yeah.
See, but mazing, I don't know. If the layout is, like, the same, it ends up, like, you'll just... the thing I don't like about mazing is that there's an optimal way, and at some point you'll probably find it, or the other thing is that, like, they intend you to find it. So, like, in, like, Sanctum, if you play, like, the really hard difficulties, you almost had to set it up optimally. So you had to, like, play this, like, meta thing where you're like, oh, you put a tower here, you put that there, and then you gotta make sure you shoot this guy at this time. And it was kind of like more of a problem solved than a game that you're playing, you know?
Yeah, it's like setting up preordained chess pieces over and over again.
Yeah. So, like, that's the only problem with, like, Mazing. Whereas, like, Bloons Tower Defense is a set map, and so you can kind of do different strategies in different spots. There are strategies, but, like, it's going to be... You can set them up in different places that might be more efficient or less efficient, or sometimes you can find, like, a really good spot with a certain guy, or, you know.
Honestly, I just miss playing all those, like, weird StarCraft 2 mods and stuff like that. Some of those had some pretty fun, like...
Let me know, I'll go back.
You'll go back. You'll download 200 gigs of StarCraft.
I think it's only 36 now.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Not as bad as I remember.
They stopped updating it.
Okay, that's good, I guess.
Yeah, I think it has some compression. I think whenever the game came out, it was like, oh, you need the hardcorest PC ever to run the... And, like, I had, like, a decent laptop, and I was able to run it. So, but yeah, no, dude. I'll play StarCraft 2 with you.
Easy, dude. Maybe I'll have to reinstall that. I honestly think I'm gonna try this Dark Souls games soon. So if you want to join me, let me know. We'll play it. It's called Outward.
Yeah.
We'll see how that is.
I'll check it out.
I think it'll be painful, but it might be fun.
Yeah. If it's like all it has to do is feel good to play.
Yeah, I hope it does. I really do. We'll see. I think it'll be annoying, but I kind of want that. Because Power is like, it's fun, but very grindy, and the grind is not rewarding.
No, that's where, like, I think I'm getting to a point where I'm almost done with Pal World, where, like, I'm just gonna go beat the rest of the bosses, and whatever.
I kind of want to get 50 just to get all the tech, and then have, like, all of the stuff. Like, I want to try the stupid stuff, like the rocket launchers and the endgame content, but, like, my motivation is kind of less, because I'm like, man, I don't know, it just seems... They're like, what's the point? I mean, I guess I can see the stuff blow up really quick or whatever, but that's about it. And then I gotta wait like 10 hours for my pal to make the stuff, or I just gotta sit there and put that fucking lead weight on my F key and just leave the computer running.
Just watch.
Like, sometimes I'll just, like, go do other stuff and just leave the game on, too, because it's, like, the PAL, just in base. Yeah. And then I come back and everybody's, like, incapacitated and dead from some fucking, like, beacon
raid.
Yeah, it's so stupid. Like, what the fuck?
The raids are so funny sometimes.
Yeah, I love the exploding Tokoko's raid, because it's always just two.
Yeah.
There's, like, never anymore. And I just stand on top of my base and I just gun them down.
No, we had the beacon one, the beacon raid. Like, the pathfinding struggles a lot, but with the flying ones, they found a way into the base. But, like, we just have so many, like, powerful random pals in our thing that, like, they would land, because they have to land to do their first attack. And as they're landing, there's just, like, tornadoes and, like, ice shooting out of the ground and junk. It's like they can't even land.
There's nothing, yeah. They're just dead.
Yeah.
I do actually really like the PAL design. A lot of them are pretty funny, even if they're just simple.
Yeah.
Or, like, rip-offs of other... like, the Gummoss is clearly a Ditto variant. Like, stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, like, they're all kind of whatever.
I enjoy it, though.
Well, for a while, there's the whole, like, concern of people saying that, oh, yeah, they're gonna get sued.
Yeah, I saw some videos on it. I never watched them because I'm like, that's the dumbest premise ever.
I think that's like if I was in, like, middle school and I saw Pal World and I saw, like, a clickbait YouTube video of a guy going,
dude, that's exactly what it is. It's
I would be like, oh my god, you're gonna get sued?
It's like a middle school ideology, like, you're copying them.
Yeah,
and it's no, I don't think Pokemon has ever, like, the thing I loved about Pal World is they literally were just like, yeah, we're going to make a fucking Pokemon game that's better than Pokemon.
With guns.
And it actually has guns, like, almost for adults. Because these people at Game Freak cannot even take a shit that's better than Pokemon at this point.
Yeah.
Like, the games are just broken and horrible. From what I've seen. I don't play them, but...
No, the new ones, they
They look like they suck. They look like Unity garbage, basically. It's like, what the fuck is this? This game is at least fun.
Yeah.
Like, I put 60 hours into it. I haven't played a Pokemon game in fucking years. Like, this has been awesome.
Yeah.
I could definitely see myself playing it. Like, my cousin was telling me he's got this friend It has a server with like 8 people on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dog, I would love to do a server with like 8 people at some point.
I think like a clan war would be really cool in that game, but I don't know. At some point, it'd just be like,
It would be so much fun to gun your fucking buddies down. Oh my god.
you would have to like start at the same time. Be like, we're gonna play
Yeah.
for 4 hours, and we're turning off the server, and then we'll play for another 4 hours.
Yeah,
and just
I think
kinda...
that would be fine though.
Yeah.
Like it'd be like, hey, we're gonna do 4 hours every week.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, it's gonna
Yeah.
be like Rust.
Dude, I
Where people
cannot
log
wait.
off.
Yeah, the
And then-
PvP thing will be amazing. Whatever they do with the game, I'm here for it. If it takes them another 3 years, fine. Take your
Yeah.
3 years. I didn't know this was coming out. I only saw a bunch of stuff like the day before, and
Yeah.
then I stayed up till 3 a.m. The thing was supposed to drop at like 1 or something, and I just waited. I'm like, dog, I want to fucking play this game. It looks so great. And it was great. I loved it.
I was actually out of town. This reminds me of another thing that happened in my life. But so like I was out of town, and it came out, and like I just was like sitting in a hotel room because it was for work, and I was just like looking in like on the homepage of YouTube, like Pal World junk, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know that, because I remember hearing about it 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was coming out, so now it came out, and I see like literally everybody's playing. I'm like, oh, okay, it must be pretty good.
Yeah,
then.
dude. I honestly, man, I had a lot of fun with it. And I'm
Yeah.
sure I will have more fun with it later. I just hate the AI pathfinding. I hate waiting for shit. I hate the grind.
It tries its best.
It does try
but,
its best. I want a bunch of high-level, tiny mons that don't get stuck on anything, that can just do the work in the camp like I need it to be done.
I think this is like meta whatever, but if you get a bunch of Anubises and Lunarises, and then there's like level 3 crafters of everything that are small.
Yeah, the Wixen, the like Fire Mage and Katniss, those are all okay sized.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to have to dismantle the base and make a new one. I think that's the problem. I think what I should have done is I should have spent like a couple hours scouting. I mean, you don't really know when the game drops, what you're going to do.
At the very beginning, I mean, like our base location, like me and my wife, like it was terrible.
It was horrible.
Yeah. So like, I mean, like, yeah, whatever. You know, it's like I'm just following the tutorial. It's telling me to build a base. I'll build a base right here.
Yeah.
I don't even know what the rest of the world looks like. It's probably dangerous over there. I'll just live here.
Yeah, I wish I would have been more exploratory, because even, I don't know, who knows what I would have found. But yeah, it was just, I got lucky because I did at least have one mining node in my early game. So that was nice. But
yeah.
it's fine. I'll just remake the whole base. I didn't dismantle a base once, and I think it gets rid of like the spas. And then some
it gets
of the
rid
other
of
stuff.
anything that you can only build inside of a base. So pretty much everything but walls and floors.
So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. But yeah, dude. So the other thing that happened is I went on the road to go work.
Yeah.
I leave. Within an hour, my wife had called me. She was like, hey, a friend of mine has called and says that there is a stray dog in a not great area just out there. And so, you know, she's like, I'm just gonna go, I guess I'm just gonna go pick up the dog. And so like she drives down to this not very good area and like gets out of the car and goes like, hello dog, and dog just jumps in the car. Like dog's ready to go.
Get out of that area. It's like, we out of here, dude. This place is fucking sus as shit.
I literally was like, the dog made it out the hood though.
Yeah.
So like she takes the dog home. I'm like still driving to like where I'm going to work, and it's a Saturday at like 7:00. So she takes it to a shelter and they like scan it. The dog has a tag, but it's not registered. So like, or a microchip. So the dog doesn't have any, they don't know. They're like, I don't know, good luck. And so she takes the dog home, like gets food, a kennel, and all this stuff. And the dog's really sweet. I have a photo of her I can show you.
Yeah, show it.
But she was a Rottweiler. She's sweet dog, great. The cats didn't really like her. We have one cat. He doesn't mind dogs actually. He like doesn't want the dog around him. But if you're like sitting on the couch and the dog is there, he'll just like jump on the couch and hang out with you or whatever. He just doesn't want to be near the The other one is like terrified the whole time. So
Is that the orange one?
no,
Oh, Bandit? Really?
Banjo is
Or
the
Banjo's
baby. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Banjo is he's like he's okay with people, but with bigger animals he gets afraid.
Mm.
So like he locked himself inside of a crawl space at some point.
He locked himself. He just hit the deadbolt.
Pretty much, honestly, he figured it out. We come home and I'm like, we haven't seen him in a while,
Yeah.
and so like we look
the
around.
dog burps. You're like, oh shit.
But we like shake the treats and we hear meowing from the crawl space. I'm like, oh god. But yeah, that's the dog.
That's funny. Yeah, you can show the camera too.
Here, I'll let's show a picture. Here, this is a different picture, but that's the dog.
Heyo, him with the dog.
Look at it. She wants to lay on you.
Yeah.
She literally like very
so now do you
cuddly
just
and
have
sweet.
a dog or what?
Well, so 5 days go by. I'm back home a few days later, and so like the dog's been living in the house for like 3 days. I come home. I'm like, I wonder how the dog's gonna react to me. I let the dog out. Immediately, the dog goes and looks for Rebecca, which I thought was kind of cute. Like, because we put her inside of a kennel. Mm-hmm. She like runs around, tries to find her, and then I'm like, I'm here now. So we got to figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
so,
I'm the man of the house.
Yeah. So like I let her out and do all that stuff, but yeah, we kind of slowly. We're like, we can't get attached to the dog because if we find the owner, it's gonna be heartbreaking. We keep saying that to ourselves. So like as time goes on, 5 days go by, we finally get a text message from a random dude that was like, I think you have my dog. And then like, Rebecca kind of like texts him back, and he kind of goes like, oh, that's definitely her. Where can I pick her up or whatever? And so like, the guy was like, I'll meet you wherever you're at or whatever. And so like, all right, you can come over here, bring like proof that, it's your dog, like a photo, papers, anything. And so we wait a little bit. He's like, hey, I can't make it tonight. And like, we're both kind of like, oh, but this is like the owner. We don't want to like deal with this tomorrow. Like, whatever. So we go and drive down to where he's at, which is around where the dog was found. What do you know? Mm-hmm. And not the best area. We meet him at like a gas station, and the guy like walks up and he's like, yeah, I have a picture of her, but I don't have a picture with me with her and all that other stuff. And like he shows her Rebecca the picture, and it checks out. And then the dog gets out of the car, and like jumps up and like licks him on the face. We're like, okay, all right. There was some kind of reunite whatever on this. Like, I think this is the right person. All that stuff. Rebecca's heartbroken. I'm like, we were just getting used to the dog, and so like, it was just kind of a whole thing. It was good. We found the dog's home. That was it.
Hey.
I didn't, plan a whole story around this or whatever, but that was nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
You found the dog's home.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I guess the first indication of, at least the dog knows the guy, right? In some capacity, yeah.
But, it's like not the best area or whatever, but like the guy has like kids and stuff. He's like, oh, the kids will love him. And the guy was missing 2 dogs. They were brother and sister. Mm. And so the male, the brother was still gone. So
did they say how they lost the dog in the first place?
Didn't even ask.
Mm.
But,
well, if you find it on the street again, it's yours. That's how it works.
That was like, hey, if you don't want him, just let us know, I guess. Because, I mean, like, we were starting to get attached to the dog. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, Rebecca was pretty attached to the dog.
Do you think she's a dog person more than a cat person? Or what?
Oh, yeah, we both are. Mm. The problem is neither of us are home enough to take care of a dog.
Yeah, that makes sense. You don't want a bigger animal cooped up. Cats are, like, more solo, so...
We can literally leave for a weekend, and they have an automatic feeder. Mm-hmm. Fill up the water bowl. They'll be fine. Yeah. So, Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, that's the other thing that happened, I guess.
Hey, that sounds like a fun time, albeit a little heartbreaking, but fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're getting a dog, though, when you guys get slow down.
Yeah, at some point. We both would want one. I don't know. Like, it's kind of funny because our house is kind of small. It felt cramped.
Yeah, with the dog.
With the dog, it's like there's too many living beings.
Yeah,
in
what are you
this
guys gonna
house.
do with the kid? You're gonna be like, oh god, it's kind of cramped.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. You want to live in the country anyways, right?
At some point, but I mean, like, who knows? Everything's really expensive and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Build a shack out in the boonies. That's what you got to do.
There you go. An even smaller house for even bigger dogs.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense.
As long as they can run around on the property, that's all that matters.
Yeah. Yeah, you just open the door. And
yeah, open the door. Boof.
There he goes.
Boofs over in the distance.
I'll see you in 2 days.
Yeah. Bring back some food, would you?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I'm looking for elk. Elk. The antlers.
Bring me back the premium cuts.
Yeah. You can eat the rest. Don't eat the colon.
Give me the back straps. You can have the rib meat. Rib meat.
Yeah, right.
Just trying to, like,
Yeah.
tell a
The
dog
dog's
to
like-
hunt an elk.
You show them pictures of the elk. This is what you need to kill. When you you hold up a topographical map of like the hotspot areas of where people have been noticing the elk. Like, they're here.
Elk.
You're here. Elk here. Comes back with like something completely different, like an
Raccoon.
alligator.
No.
It's like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, I guess it's like kind of gamey. The dog's like boofing. You're like, here's a tree. Whatever. Where'd you get that? Then you like turn on the news and it's like, local zoo is missing an alligator. Suspected to have been smuggled out by the local mafia.
Pedestrians are worried about the alligator escaping.
Yeah. Here's a talk with a woman on the street. I'm just worried about my children. Who knows what's going to happen with an alligator running loose?
I won't let my kids out of their safety bubbles.
Yeah. She fucking rolls her kid. It's like one of those inflatable fucking tombs. Only got 2 hours of breathing.
Timmy, get over here! And like he like rolls over and he looks.
Yeah.
He has like black
Yeah.
bags under his eye. I feed him a vegan diet,
Yeah.
and he stays inside the bubble so he
Yeah.
doesn't get any germs.
There's like fucking streaks of shit on the inside of the bubble. He just goes in there. I put a bedpan under him.
It rolls around though.
Yeah. I just take the other end of my vacuum cleaner.
Timmy, use the poop rag. The poop rag, Timmy.
Don't you dare catch me find you with that fucking poop rag again. But Mom.
I've been working on my Wallace.
Grommet.
My Wallace impression.
Yeah, let's hear it.
No, what do you want me to say?
Well, why don't you talk about the alligator that's loose?
Oh, jeez, Gromit, the alligator's loose again.
That's pretty good.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, you're getting better at it.
I'm getting
I
there.
like it. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, show that off more.
I'd like to go find the alligator and give it. Oh no.
You're
I
doing
lost
the
it.
nasally part though.
I lost
I feel like
the-
most people don't do the nasally thing.
I think that's a harder. Maybe
Yeah.
it's not the harder part, but I did a role play where I was both Wallace and Kronk from Cusco's New Groove. So that was pretty good. I won't do that now. That's on the Patreon.
Yeah, that's a secret thing for just the bedroom between you and your wife.
That's right. Yeah,
And
and
she likes when you do the like bipolar split.
Yeah, and she does the Lois
Yeah.
from Family Guy.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing's higher than Lois, bro. Nothing like a DID personality in your bedroom, dude, just to spice things up.
DID person.
Yeah,
What?
dissociative identity disorder in the
Oh,
bedroom.
okay, yeah,
Multiple
yeah.
personalities.
Yeah, one's Lois.
You're like fucking her, and then you're like, wait, this is like, we could be doing this better.
wait.
You just keep jumping into different personalities. God, I hate you, you fucking. I just love you, honey. You're so amazing.
Jesus.
The way you light up the room. I'm gonna beat that ass. You can
Except
become
I'm
an
Wallace.
entrepreneur too, girl.
Except I'm Wallace. I'm like,
Yeah.
you can become an entrepreneur.
For 4 easy payments. And a sponsorship to Prime Energy Drink. I've been watching a lot of South Park lately.
How's that?
It was interesting. I was thinking about it from an art perspective. Because, I feel like some of the episodes are only funny to me now because I know culturally what they're making fun of.
Okay,
But I
yeah.
imagine, 10 years from now, I'm going to watch that again and be like, this isn't as funny as it was.
I find the aged ones to be more funny.
Really?
Anytime they're making a joke about, Bush or something, I'm like, it's old.
See, that's weird. I like
It
there.
makes no sense.
Yeah, there was one of the ones on that I was watching on their website. It was it was the new season. It was Cupid Yee, and it was basically they took the Cupid version of Cartman, but made it Kanye West's new name or whatever. But it was when Kanye was going through all that anti-Semitic stuff on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it was really funny.
Yeah,
At least some of the
I
parts were super funny. But then I was like, man, would this be funny if I didn't know who Kanye West was? If I didn't have the context of that? If I didn't have I'm just wondering, this probably wouldn't be funny at all. It would just be why is this happening?
Yeah.
What is the point? Sort of thing.
I think that I think the thing is, right, even if you only know the name and what they did, if they're just doing something stupid, you're like, oh, ha ha, that's happening. There's the one where it's Cartman's hand becomes Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
And I forget the other celebrity guy. I barely even know who that guy is, but I'm like, oh yeah, he probably did something at that time with that.
Yeah. It's interesting. It makes me think about it from an art perspective of this is very time specific, culturally specific art that I think about it. You know how when you watch a Japanese anime, if you have good translators, they'll put notes in the top of a frame for a couple of seconds of oh, this is a pun based on this historical person in the Meiji period. I wonder if that's the same thing, but for the Japanese people getting South Park, they have a translator's note, and it's oh, there's a famous black rapper that was anti-Semitic, and
God.
I wonder if that comes up.
That would be so hard to do anything with.
I know. It's crazy to think about. How do they get context for that? Because there's no way people in other countries find South Park that funny, other than the pee, poop, and piss jokes that they make, I would think.
Yeah, well, I think anybody who speaks English has some of the American culture, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
England and Canada probably are fine with South Park, right? But and Germany, because they mostly speak it. Anybody who follows some American culture, I think could get the jokes. Yeah. So I don't think in Japan, I don't think there's a lot of people that are I follow the American culture.
Yeah. And I don't think there's I've heard of people in Japan watching subbed Hank Hill.
King of the Hill.
Yeah, King of the Hill. That's weird to me. But I mean, we're kind of doing the same thing in reverse to weird stuff that they have.
Yeah.
It's just not the same, though.
Well, you can listen to the dub of King of the Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have heard parts of that, too.
Yeah.
And I know The Simpsons is pretty popular everywhere. Mm-hmm. But I feel like those jokes are more cultural sometimes.
Well, the older seasons, I think, were less... I mean, they were somewhat cultural, but the jokes were more slapstick or Homer did this thing.
It was based on the characters and their interactions, I think.
Yeah. Whereas now it's mostly just cultural stuff.
Yeah.
So who knows? People like that anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of like bubble gum. You just chew it up and spit it out, and then it's done.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's Rebecca's actually watching all of The Simpsons, and she's at I don't know, something modern. And it was whenever I was in high school and new episodes of Simpsons would come on and I would watch them, but they were never that good anymore. And so I would watch and be
Yeah.
And I would laugh at a joke, not because it was funny, but because I remembered the joke as it was happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a very avid Simpsons watcher. Our house was a Simpsons house. We had the first 15 seasons on DVDs.
Jesus.
And we watched the shit out of those things. They were very good.
Yeah.
And then I remember reading an article later in life called The Zombie Simpsons.
Yeah.
And it talks about how only the first 8 seasons were good, and then after that point it explains what the fall off was. If Rebecca hasn't read it, I'll send it to her. She'll probably enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think like I don't know. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. You can kind of tell, like, as she was watching, I'm like, oh yeah, this episode's like pretty classic. Like, every old episode, I'm pretty sure I've seen, and I remembered as she was watching them, like, oh yeah, this happens. Yeah. So, yeah.
oh, that's cool. And honestly, it's an endeavor.
It is.
Probably better than watching One Piece.
Yes. Is it?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think I'm gonna read the manga for One Piece at some point, but and then like the best way I've heard to do it is to read the manga and then to just watch your favorite scenes in the show based on like what you like in the manga, like the fight scenes or something.
I tried so hard to read.
I remember reading in high school. I really enjoyed it. It was super good.
I just got so bored, and I feel like I just didn't like. Here's what this is. I like watching Dragon Ball, but I don't pay attention while I'm watching it.
Yeah.
I will do something else, and I will hear what's going on. If something interesting something interesting is happening, I'll like click back, like, oh, okay, and I'll go back to whatever else I'm doing. It sounds like the dumbest way because it's in Japanese. And so, like, I'm like, oh, somebody's yelling, they're going to fight. Or, like, if there's a tournament arc, I'm like, oh, I'll watch this.
Yeah, there's always a lull in everything, though, that's long running, right? There's going to be, like, I remember watching Shippuden in middle school, and there was, like, this fucking...
It's, like, 60 episodes of nothing.
Yeah, there was, like, a moment where the show stopped having plot, and I just gave up and never went back to it. Because I'm like, this is so dumb.
I made it through that for no reason.
Yeah, like, it's just a waste of time. Should have learned then better, man.
I don't know why. I think at some point there was like a sunk cost where like I was watching Naruto Shippuden and I was like probably in the same exact lull where it was like there's just nothing. There's nothing happening. Like there was like an episode where they went to the freaking bathtub, the onsen or whatever, and it was like it was like a two-parter. And
you know what's so funny? When I read Journey to the West, it was like watching every anime I've ever seen in my entire life in book form.
Yeah.
Because Journey to the West is like that old, very famous Chinese multi-volume set thing. And I read all three of those. And there's like, and this stuff came out in like the fifth. Actually, it's really old. I want to say 1500s, but I might be wrong.
Yeah.
But anyways, really old literature, obviously predates anime quite significantly, and there's like a fucking onsen scene in there, and it's like the characters are like in an onsen bath, and there's like these women that can turn into spiders or whatever, but they're like looking up their skirts or like turn into fish and like swim around in the onsen to fuck with them or something, and that like it's super hilarious. I was like, I just read an anime episode. That's what I did. I read an anime episode.
You just read the filler plot.
Like all anime, it just derives from Journey to the West. That's all it is. It's so funny. I was like, holy shit. And even every chapter ends with like we'll see what they get up to next time sort of thing too. In the English translation, it like really just reads like 100-episode anime. And it's so good.
Jesus.
Some of those, oh my God, some of the scenes were so funny. My favorite is... So the characters is like the band. It's like a monkey, it's a priest, and then it's like a pig man, and then it's like this fish guy or whatever. And those are the main characters. And the priest is like trying to go on his quest to go all the way to the east and then the west or whatever. It's Journey to the West. So he's got to go get the scriptures in India and bring them back to whatever China is, what his whole purpose is.
Yeah.
And just the brief of it. One of my favorite scenes is... they go to this church where like these people are giving offerings to the gods and they want like immortality. And so like Wukong, the monkey, and the pig guy, I think they have multiple names throughout. I can't remember all their names, like Jin or something. And then the fish guy, Wukong's like, well, why don't we just eat all the food that they've left out for their gods as like a banquet, and then like whatever, no one's gonna eat it, it's just gonna go to waste, so we might as well eat it. And so like when none of the monks are there, they're just eating all the food, and the monks return and they're like, oh my God, you're the gods that we've been waiting for, please give us the secret to immortality. And like they look at each other and like, oh God, how do we do this? And Wukong's like the monkey who's cunning and trickery, he's like, oh, I got it, don't worry. He's like, step outside, but give me a vessel with which to store the elixir of immortality. And they're like, okay. So like there's like 3 priests or monks or whatever, they each give a different size vessel. One's like huge, one's medium, one's small, whatever. Then they leave, and the pig's like, well, how are we gonna, like, what are we gonna do? And he's like, just follow my lead. And he just starts pissing in the pot. Oh my God, it's so good. And the guys come back and smell it or drink it, and they're like, oh my God. They're like, this is just piss, get him. It's super good. I was like, why isn't this just an anime? Because this is just every anime I've ever watched. It's so good.
Jesus.
I love that. I'm gonna reread it again soon. Probably for Chinese. Actually, Chinese New Year was the 22nd already, so whatever.
We already passed
I'll have to wait till next year.
Yeah,
Then I'll
there you
read
go.
it.
Yeah.
Honor China.
I think I mentioned this last time, the Mega Man meme, where there's a guy that's like, Mega Man comes out on January 7th. No?
Oh, yeah, I think you did mention that.
Yeah, it's a stupid garbage song that came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, you just love this shit, don't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, but the day after, the January 7th, I was like, oh man, Mega Man comes out in 365 days.
That's great.
It just reset the clock on.
Yeah, you're like, here we go, another year. Your wife's just like, oh, fucking God. You gotta stop.
But yeah, dude, you know, what did you do anything else, dude?
Yeah, I for my book club, I have to read The Handmaid's Tale. It got delayed by like a month, and so I put it off for a month. And so this weekend I have my book club, and I'm almost done. It's actually been a great read.
Yeah?
All the guys in the Discord so far have said they don't like The Handmaid's Tale, but I love it. I think it's great.
What's it about?
So, it's about a woman
Girl power?
who has to have a baby.
Okay.
It's basically like women that are fertile and can give birth to children are like offering up their body for God in this sense of like their whole purpose is just to be like a vessel with which to carry children. And it's kind of in like a polluted dystopian future, kind of like ours now is heading towards.
Sure.
Where they they don't have a birth rate at all, and like pornography was it was basically everywhere. And so there was like this religious uprising to remove all that stuff, to get rid of all the magazine, to burn all the books, you know, the whole drill. And then all women lost all their power. They lost all their money. All of it the power went to the husbands. And then the ones that were able to like breed or be bred are like indoctrinated into becoming handmaids for like the glory of God, essentially.
Uh-huh.
And so it's about that.
Oh, so that's how they fix the population.
That's the goal, anyways. But like, what ends up happening is like it seems like there's a hierarchy of like you have to work a really long time to get assigned a handmaiden because it's like a special privilege, and by that time you're old and your sperm doesn't work anymore anyways, or you've had too much microplastic.
Yeah.
So like what they do is and like the wives hate the handmaidens because the handmaidens are like essentially mistresses.
Oh, so they still have wives.
Yeah, they still have wives, but the handmaids are like in there just to have a baby, and the sex is like really rote. It's like basically like you're like the handmaid is supposed to lay in the bed like flat on her back, and the wife is supposed to like stand behind her or like and cradle her kind of and like hold her hands up to show that they're like symbolically one. And then the
Okay.
guy is just supposed to like fuck her essentially, but
Uh-huh.
there's not allowed to be any touching, like not really like any looking. It's like completely all the intimacy is taken out of it, stripped away.
Yeah.
It's just purely sex for the sake of having children, because there's a population problem, and there's like news of like things happening on the horizon of like other religious sects that are like having like fighting and shooting, and there's like battles happening outside of the arguably peaceful city.
Yeah.
Like anybody that's like a traitor, they like hang the bodies up like on a wall to show like, and then they put like a sign on them for like what their transgression was.
Yeah.
So it's like that kind of world. They have like essentially food stamps, like bread tokens and stuff that they use to get food because it's rationed out. They have trouble with supply lines because there's battles with all the different like religious movements going on.
Jesus.
Yeah, but there's other countries where like things are normal and they tour to America to like view what's happening in America.
Oh, it happens in America. Okay.
Yeah, so it's strange. It's interesting though. I wonder if the reason they don't like it is because of the way it's written. It's really written like a very dramatically. It's not written like a normal book.
Okay.
It reminds me of a girl I knew when I was younger that wrote like kind of like edgy stuff. Here, I'll just read you something. Yeah, I'll just read this line.
Mm-hmm.
After these dreams, I do awake, and I know I'm really awake because there is a wreath on the ceiling, and my curtains hanging like drowned white hair. I feel drugged. I consider this. Maybe they're drugging me. Maybe the life I think I'm living is a paranoid delusion, not a hope. I know where I am, and who, and what day it is. These are the tests, and I am sane. Sanity is a valuable possession. I hoard it in the way people once hoarded money. I save it so I will have enough when the time comes.
Oh.
It's kind of like the whole thing is like that sort of beat. It's like allegory, it's simile, it's like
just the whole like
everything. Like I could flip to any fucking page and it'll be that. Now there's a space to be filled in the too warm air in my room, and a time also, a space-time between here and now, and there and then, punctuated by dinner. The arrival of the tray, carried up the stairs as if for an invalid. An invalid,
God.
one who used to be invalidated. No valid passport, no exit. It's like poetic. Everything is like
I could see that being almost
grating.
exhausting.
Yeah, it is kind of like it's like reading like the poems of a girl, I guess. That's what it reminds me of. I had this friend a long time ago, and I would read her stuff, and it read like this every fucking time. It was like this stuff. And, I don't hate it because it's kind of like, it really forms an image in your head. I don't have the page marked, but when she describes the, like, hanging bodies on the wall, it's a really vivid and interesting image. But, yeah, everything, it's like, I pull the plug, dry myself, put on my red terry cloth robe. I leave today's dress here, where Coral will pick it up to be washed. Back in the room, I dress again. The white headdress isn't necessary for the evening because I won't be going out. Everyone in this house knows what my face looks like. The red veil goes on, though, covering my damp hair, my head, which has not been shaved. Where did I see that film? About the woman kneeling in the town square, hands holding them, their hair falling in clumps. What had they done? It must have been a long time ago because I can't remember. It's like, and it also, which I do like about it, I think it is very well written for what it is. I really like sometimes it's hard. I guess the best way to describe it is like stream of consciousness, because you are in like the head of a character, and it's like this person is just like their inner dialogue, and sometimes she'll just without any transition at all switch into like a past memory. And so you have to like use context clues to be like, okay, yeah, this is about her daughter, or this is a memory about something else. This is about a character we haven't met because she's dead or something. This is about her husband who's not here anymore. This is like actually happening now. This is in the past. It's like it constantly flicks between like how you do in your actual head.
Sure.
Like between thoughts, you have a string of thoughts, and then like a memory, string of thoughts, memory. It's like it really reads like that. You're in a character's head.
Gotcha.
So I quite enjoy it. I've had a lot of fun with it. And honestly, I was worried because I've been putting it off for so long. I do like the books to be very fresh in my head when I go to book club. So I like, and I procrastinate. Yeah. And so and this is one I was worried about procrastinating because I was worried it'd be really boring. But it's not, my book club is until Saturday and it's Wednesday and I'm almost done with it. I'll probably finish it tonight or tomorrow because I'm just having a lot of fun with it. Damn. I also really like the, man, I don't think I'd be able to find it instantly without going through a bunch of work, but the part where it's like the sex scene with the commander is like so good.
Damn. Real good stuff right there.
Oh my God.
The sex scene with the commander.
Yeah, because she lives in a house where the guy is like a high level
commander.
Yeah, high level commander.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, baby. But he's like old.
Oh.
And
the commander bit old.
It's not hot.
He took out his wrinkly balls.
It's almost like that.
Plop them onto my chest.
He teabagged me, as they did in the old days when a man marked you as his own, possessed you. Possessing me like an Xbox player on Halo.
I am the dead player. He is the alive player. He has the Xbox achievements. I do not.
My God, I gotta find it. It's so good, dude.
He is playing as player 1. I was player 2, and I have never held the controller.
Oh my God.
His balls were like the nachos that my mom fed me while I played Halo.
It's basically like Like, I can't find it, but it's written so well. So they have the ceremony is what they call. That's what they call, like, the sex act.
And they have like people there, and they're like officiants.
No,
for
it's
the
just it's just the
okay.
wife holding the woman, the handmaid, and then the guy fucking her. But like,
Does she plop out a baby halfway?
no, she hasn't had a baby yet. What they're trying to do is they're trying to arrange it since they think his sperm doesn't do anything, like he's sterile. They're just gonna hook it up with like their they have like this servant called like a guardian, and he's younger, and they're hooking it up so that he like busts a nut in her, and then she has his kid instead. Because it's really, to have a child is, everybody in town comes to see it. It's like very important because kids aren't, they're not having children anymore. And they keep having, and the woman that do have children, like a woman in this did have a child, but it turned out to be a shredder, which I'm not entirely sure what that is. I think it's just like a dead, or like the baby dies really quick.
And they throw it in the shredder.
Yeah, I don't know
That's
why
what
they call it the shredder. I don't know if I missed that or something.
It's like the Teenage Mutant Ninja
I keep
Turtles
picturing
guy.
like a mole with like claws like shredding its way out.
And it like just like bursts out of her stomach.
Yeah.
Like, oh no,
yeah.
a shredder.
Yeah, something like, not a shredder
Get down.
or something. But like the doctors that see them are in like a cahoots sometimes with the handmaids, because if you don't have a kid and you're a handmaid after a certain amount of time, you become what's called like an unwoman, and you get shipped off to the colony or something.
Jesus.
Yeah,
You get shipped off to Pal World.
Yeah,
And you work in the mines.
yeah, you get shipped something. I don't know what they're doing out there, but it's something like that. So yeah, I don't know where it is. It was really good. The part is, it's like, she's basically like, and then like you're reading this thing, like the commander, like they're sitting there, she explains like the position she's in, and then she's like, and then the commander fucked me, and it couldn't even be called like sex. The only thing it could be called was fucking, because it wasn't coitus, because coitus takes two people. Like, he was just fucking my lower half. Like, is what it like. It's just it's super well written. It gives you this image of like, God, this is like terrible.
Yeah.
Like, she's just laying there. This is like awful. Like, you really get the
full experience.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, there's some very vivid images in here. Like, I like this one where she's talking about just nonchalantly, the commander is like playing Scrabble with her to try to build like a relationship, and it's secret. They're not allowed to, they're not allowed to do anything with each other. And the handmaids are not allowed to read. They're not allowed to write.
But
they
she
can't
knows
hold
how
a
to
pen.
do both.
Well,
because she's playing Scrabble.
Well, she was she was a normal person until all this stuff happened, and then she became a handmaid once they converted over to the new government or whatever. Somebody just took a machine gun to all the government, and so they reinstated this crazy shit or whatever. But the commander keeps inviting her secretly into the study to play Scrabble so they can build a relationship. So it's, so the sex is actually better, I think, is what the goal is.
Yeah.
But she says, I think about how I could approach the commander, to kiss him, here alone, and take off his jacket as if to allow or invite something further, some approach to true love, and put my arms around him and slip the lever out from my sleeve and drive the sharp end into him suddenly, between his ribs. I think about the blood coming out of him, hot as soup, sexual, over my hands.
Jesus.
It's super great. Some of the lines are super good. I can't wait to the book club, because I bet they're just going to hate the way it's written. I think that's all it is.
Damn.
That's what I think the main complaint is, but it's good.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. I don't know what I'm going to read next. I was reading the Canterbury Tales, which were fun.
We read a few of those in high school, didn't we?
Yeah, they're super good.
I like those.
The version I have is fancy because it has the Old English, and then it has the like translated version. And I like trying to say it out loud to do my best. It's like, and drinking ever strong ale at best, about midnight they went to rest. Well hath the miller varnished his heed, full pale he was for drunken that Nat read. And then you read like the new one. And it's like, and drank strong ale that evening of the best, and then about midnight all they went to rest. Well had this miller varnished his bald head, for pale he was with drinking and not red. Like, it's still good, but it's like obviously harder to read. You can pick any line you want on the left one to try to read it.
I want to flip a page here, dude. Oh God, wait a second.
It's like a strong Irish or like Old English.
I saw the word like last and it was laced. I'm like, oh no.
You have to say it like slurring.
To let the lace. Oh God. As Google, dude, I don't even know what that. Dude, what even is that? Asguated? That's the English.
Assuaged.
Okay.
Yeah, that
well,
means to
I've
diminish.
never even heard that word in my life. I don't even know, dude. For Petrie rent the stone gentle heart, and he first threw ire cook and steer.
It's great because you know the goal is that it has to rhyme. So like you just have to read every line like knowing it's gonna be a double rhyme.
So you just like even if the word just looks completely just scuffed, you're just like
like you're like irons his might there gaineth none obstacles. He may be clept a god for his miracles. So like obstacles, miracles. For he can make in his own guise of every hearte and him list devise. Like it's just like. It's like
barely,
close. You're like, there's something there.
Someone would read that and would read it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun to try to read it. I don't have Finnegan's Wake here. It's at my house, but that's another fun one to try to attempt to read.
Is that one just same?
So it's made by James Joyce, and he just he went like autism mode on a book and he was like, I'm gonna try to get Irish, French, English, German, mix it all together and write a book. And it's like one of the hardest books ever to read and understand ever. I'll bring it next time and you can try to read some lines from it. Jesus. He like makes up his own words. He's got like crazy stuff happening. It's very fun. It's super fun.
So like this is something I've never been good at reading out loud.
Yeah.
I read at like double the speed I can talk.
Mm-hmm.
And so what always ends up happening is I'll read and I'll try to read ahead a little bit so I know what the next word is. So that way I can kind of form the sentence as I'm going. Mm-hmm. But then I start like going maybe a little bit too far and I'll forget and I'll have to go back and it makes it choppy and I don't know. I that's something I never formed, and at some point I have to I should be able to do that.
Yeah, I used to read a lot out loud in school, like in English classes. Like I read out loud the entire book Tuesdays with Morrie to the class because I was just the best reader, and they didn't want anybody else.
There
to
you
do
go.
it.
Yeah.
And the teacher liked me, and then I love the reading parts of some of the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't done it since like high school, and then I started reading out loud again because like some of the stuff it's just more fun to read out loud, especially Chaucer. I love reading the fucking rhymes out loud. I was reading Dante's Inferno out loud too because I enjoy how it sounds. Mm-hmm. Some of it's super interesting. You get like a different perspective of it, I think. Just reading out loud, it's almost like a prayer, I guess. Is the best way to describe it. And some of these people, it is like it's like you get into their mind of like what they're thinking. It's like I don't know. It's interesting.
I got you.
So,
damn.
So next time on the podcast, we're gonna have Sam read all of the Canterbury Tales out loud.
Yeah, and go ahead and
a 30-hour cast.
That's on our website as well, and go ahead and go to our website.
Yeah, for any website, try Roving Slant 20. I bet you there'll be a.
Yep, there'll be a code. It's every single website. We have it.
Everyone.
All of them. Please.
All right.
We need money. We're dying. Oh, are we ending this one first?
Yeah, we're gonna end this first.
Oh, all right, and then we'll have like a weird.
Well, they can still hear us right now.
But
but it's okay.
They can.
But then when I stop,
then we're dead.
Yeah,
we cease to exist.
It's over. Are you
ready?
Wait.